Well, what's up, guys? Thank you for clicking on the video. I know what you're thinking. This doesn't look like Vegas, right? Well, that's because it is Los Angeles behind me, and we are here for the LA Auto Show. I have not been to the LA Auto Show since I exhibited there in 2010, as you can see here. While we drive through the convention center. Oh, we ain't gonna make it.
3, 2. This GT Milan is an absolute monster.
This year, I just really felt like I want to go see that concept that I guess GM brought. It's kind of like a futuristic C8 concept. They made a lot of these mid-engine concepts over the years, and I think this is just one to add to the pile. We'll probably never see this car, but I thought, you know, I'd like to take a look at it up close, kind of see any ideas or inspirations maybe I can get from it to maybe create some type of Corvette product. So we're going to go through the LA Auto Show. We're going to take a look at everything, and I hope you guys enjoy the video, so stick around. You're watching KnightDriveTV.
I always wanted to build fast cars, so self-taught I started with engine swaps, composites in my apartment, to multiple shops, tuning, fabrication, and more. 10 years later, the big time, SEMA, Speed TV, I climbed from nothing, but I lost it all. This is my new ride, KnightDriveTV. When failure is not an option, us car guys keep banging the gears of life.
And there she is. Another silver. You gotta love a concept car. They get to fill the wheel wells. They get to stance it the way they want to. No restrictions for pedestrian impact standards and curb height standards and all the things that GM is usually dictated by. They get to throw all that out the window and have fun. I think these exercises are great for people within the company, and hopefully that's where this was designed, because a lot of times you'll see car companies will kind of outsource this to design studios and things, but I'm probable that GM did this deal on their own. Interesting. Let's check out the details. So first of all, let's zoom in on the very we'll call it clean and just simple Corvette logo. Very simplified. You see some details on these headlights when they come around. Forged carbon in the front. So we're looking at that. See some tire in there. Let's get down here a little. We can see through the suspension. I know my camera may not be showing you, but my eyes can confirm. I see some, these are acrylics with like an engraving. I see some lenses, some small bulbs under here. Very small. Center lock wheels, big tunnels there, obviously to feed some cooling. I do see axles, I think. So, looks limited in drivetrain, has carbon ceramic rotors on it. Obviously this whole front shell comes up. That was the idea. I'm gonna back out here. These wheels, obviously, you know, what I do like is we see an interesting wheel to tire interface. That's what I'm going to call that, a wheel to tire interface. It seems like you have wheels with tires mounted, and then these silver accents are clipping into the wheel and kind of covering the edge of the tire. It's very interesting. I haven't seen anything like that before, so I find that pretty interesting. Now let's see what's coming around the back end. It's coming around, giving you guys the full slow twirl here. Hope you're enjoying that. I do like these centers. Look at the concavity of this thing. It's huge. This wheel is so deep. Did we catch the size on those Michelins? They're actually, interestingly, not super wide. I'm gonna call them 325s or so. Like I said, looking for axles, drivetrain, taillights. Let's take a look at those taillights a little better. They have some dimension to them. Kind of acrylic again. What's in there? Don't see some control arms. Doesn't look like much of a drivetrain. I don't know if there's a drivetrain in it or not. A lot of air management. Gives me some McLaren feels in the back. for sure. You have a lot of air coming through the body, venting outside. Looks like definite active aero. So, you know, they're showing you what they want to show you. I think it's a hint, a crude hint probably, of things to come with C9. Very, very little will translate, I'm sure, but I think this idea here is probable. Something a little cleaner, a little more organic. Nice haunches, look at this. Boom, boom, very, very Corvette-esque. Sorry, man, very Corvette-esque there in terms of just a traditional Corvette thing that I feel like we've seen in many generations. C3, definitely C6, C7, so kind of baking it in. But I guess the question is, if you saw this coming down the road, would you think it's a Corvette? You know, I don't know. The C8's retraining our eye, maybe. So, yeah, I mean, lots of interesting things. Let's kind of see if I can get you guys in the interior a little more. Take a better look. This camera is not the best. I will be honest, I didn't bring the big one. What am I seeing? Well, it looks like an integrated seat bucket. It is not, these are not individual seats. These look to be in a tub. Like you will see where the steering wheel and the pedals come to you, but the seats themselves are fixed. This would be something like the Aston Martin Valkyrie. It takes on that same type of concept. I mean, in terms of dash, I can't see too much. I see a little bit of C8-esque thing there, and the way the handhold and the dash goes down. And with the door shut, that's about the limit. So, yeah, very nice though. I mean, it's undeniably, if GM were to make something even, I would say 60% of this, it would be very impressive. And I will say, you know, see, where you get complicated, and I'll tell you guys from a production standpoint, this going up in here, a lot of these negative spaces and things like this is where cost gets complicated. And you can see there's no body seams on this car literally anywhere. So this is very handmade, and it's a production grade, something like this. You would have a lot of seams, obviously, at the bumper. You'd have seams here, and getting the paint process and mass production up in these negative spaces, this is where you get into Ferrari money, because there's a lot of hand finishing, and the production process is more strained. But I will say overall, it's like very organic, but not a lot of negative space. So you can see in here, see a lot of underneath negative space. Very, very tricky in a production car to manage that kind of thing from a paint perspective. But I do like it. I mean, it's definitely interesting. I think there's some inspiration I can get from this for probably C7 and C8. So big diffuser on the back. There's no question there. I mean, I wish we could see the floor, but got a little plug in there and a little power in case you see that. That's just to keep the lights lit up and whatnot. But very race inspired. Oh, look at that. If only GM, they're poking. They didn't even go flush, boys. They went poking. So they are tight. If only GM could fit a wheel and tire package like that from the factory. Oh my gosh, where would we be? But yeah, definitely one-off Michelins. I mean, you can see a lot of shape and cut in there that would not be a production type of tire. But very nice. Love the center locks. It's a nice car. I mean, this is one that if they don't make it, someone will.